Apple has announced new privacy features. That was a little earlier this morning. The stock is up about 1%. Vivek Ramaswamy joins me now. All right, Vivek, what will Apple do to enhance my privacy? Can you explain it in layman's terms?
Well, look, the way I think about it, Stuart, even just to go to a bigger picture level, is there's two kinds of technology companies, and it's hard to understand because all the technology companies talk about privacy. I think Apple is actually better equipped to respect customer privacy because their business model is about charging you money for the products they sell you, the old school business model. That is fundamentally different than social media companies or many other internet companies, which have a different business model of making their products available for free, but the way they charge you is effectively having access to your data and invading your privacy. So that's actually the choice that consumers face. From Apple's perspective, it's really simple. They own the product, they ultimately decide what walls do and don't exist, and they charge you the dollars in return. So in return for greater privacy features, I could predict that consumers are probably going to pay more. I personally think that that's okay. I prefer a transparent model to one in which consumers get a product for free, but in fact, they're paying in terms of their data and their lack of privacy. So that's at a very high level why Apple's in a good position to do this in a way that many other internet companies that make their products available for free are not.
Finally, somebody arrives on the scene and on our show and tells me how things really are. Excellent, Vivek. Now, let's move on. Elon Musk says he will remain engaged in Twitter's strategy on a range of issues, quote, without limitation. Okay, what does that mean, and what do you want him to do?
So look, I actually think that Elon Musk is going to be more effective off of the board of Twitter than on the board. I was happy when he took the 9+% stake. I was a little disappointed when he ended up actually deciding to join the board because the managerial class, what they ultimately do is they tend to co-opt any insurgent, give him 1 out of 12 seats on a board, effectively nullify his voice that way. What he's realized is actually, as the top shareholder by far, he can do a lot more in pressing management for change from the outside without a board telling him what he can and can't do, how many shares he can and cannot buy. And so I actually am rooting for him to drive change here and be successful as a shareholder, bringing a voice to the table rather than as a board member who is effectively going to be muzzled by the managerial class that runs Twitter's board today.
And you do want it to change, don't you?
I think he has an opportunity to do it. And personally, Stuart, what I would like to see is a new shareholder movement across corporate America doing to every major company what Elon Musk is doing to Twitter, to Disney, to Nike, to Airbnb, ultimately every company in America that has bent the knee to one end of the political spectrum, to actually see new shareholders step up that stand up for the voices of everyday citizens and the actual shareholders of these companies that aren't being represented in the boardroom and in the voice of the shareholder stack today.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd like to see that kind of movement. Good stuff. Vivek, always good. Thanks very much, sir. Appreciate it.